In this video, we're going to discuss should we use a sourcing agent or just go solo when you are sourcing in the Yiwu Wholesale market. This is Fung Cheng, and I help people by sharing my marketing and business advice. So, you may be an Amazon FBA seller, or you are doing import-export business. The reason you want to go to the Yiwu Wholesale market is that you want to do some sourcing, right? So you can sell it in your countries. No matter what your product category is or what country you are from, you always want to ask, should I use a sourcing agent to help me handle everything, right? Or should I just go solo? In this video, I'm gonna explain to you the pros and cons of sourcing agent and going solo. I'll also let you know what factors that you gotta consider when making your decision. So let's get started. So, what is the pros of sourcing agent? The first one is expertise. Sourcing agent, they know the wholesale market. They really understand, how the market works and the dynamic of the market. They maintain good supplier relationships. Let's say you are looking for a certain product, right? You just tell the sourcing agent what product you're looking for. Immediately, they may, pull out a list of potential suppliers that is suitable for your product. They may have pre-existing relationships with trustworthy suppliers. Bargaining power. Since they deal with the suppliers every single day, right, for many different clients, so they really know what they are doing. And then because of the frequency, they can easily get a good deal for you. Cultural understanding. Because the Yiwu sourcing agent, they are also the local people, the local company. So when we talk about negotiations, they always have advantage. Time saving. You just give your product requirements and your budget expectation to the sourcing agent and then have them to do the work for you, right? Let them communicate with the suppliers. Let them do the research for you. This is gonna save you a lot of time when you have multiple products. Multitasking. They can handle multiple tasks at the same time, from quality checks to shipping, logistic and stuff. Language barrier. Because they are also the local people, the local company, right? So, having them to do the talking for you is gonna reduce the chance of miscommunication. Quality assurance. So let's say you're a buyer in North America, right? You have visited Yiwu once, but then after a week or two, you fly back to your home country. Then you can just delegate the sourcing agent to do all the quality checks for you. The supplier is gonna send the product sample to the sourcing agent, and the sourcing agent is gonna check the quality for you. Or for a larger shipment, right? You can actually do the opposite. Ask the sourcing agent to go to the warehouse of the supplier to inspect the whole shipment for you. Problem solving. Because they are very close to all suppliers in the Yiwu city, right? If there's any issues or problems arise, they can just solve the problem really quick. So now let's talk about the cons of using sourcing agent. The first one is obvious. It is the cons. The service fee. This could be upfront fee or commissions, hidden cost. Some agent, they might mark up prices or receive kickbacks from suppliers. This is actually like an underground culture in the wholesale market. Let's say I am a sourcing agent, right? I bring a customers, I bring an order to you as a supplier. Shouldn't you give me a certain percentage out of your pocket? You as a buyer, your only concern is how much discount, how good is the deal the sourcing agent can help you to get it from the suppliers, right? Even though the sourcing agent, they are getting some kickbacks, that's really not a big deal. But for some sourcing agent, they're getting a lot of kickbacks from the supplier. Because of the kickbacks, you actually get you can't get a good deal from the supplier because of that. Lack of control. So because you are relying on the sourcing agent to help you handle everything for the sourcing in the Yiwu market, it's going to reduce your direct knowledge of the market. It's going to limit the interaction between you and the supplier. So let's say you are ordering consistently, right? 4 times a year. If you get the chance to work with the supplier directly, you could build up a very good relationship with them, and eventually you're gonna get a very good discount, long-term partnership discounts. But because you got a middleman, the sourcing agent stand between you and the supplier, he is gonna be the one who take all the credits for the new coming orders. As the time goes, your dependency on the sourcing agent is only gonna be go higher and higher. Okay, now let's discuss the pros of going solo. The first pro is flexibility. So what does that mean? When you show a sourcing agent a product, a potential product that you want to source, the sourcing agent is going to use his own network or affiliate to get you the list of potential suppliers. This is going to be all by the personal preference of the sourcing agent. So when you go solo, you're going to be more flexible for choosing your own supplier, because there are actually a lot of suppliers. They are willing to give you a good deal, good price, and they also have a good reputation and product quality. But they just don't want to work with a sourcing agent. They always want to work directly with the overseas buyers without any middleman. So going solo, you're gonna have more options of good suppliers, because you can just work with suppliers as you want. Potential saving. So working directly with the suppliers, it might save you some cost if you are able to build a good relationship with the supplier directly, because you don't have to pay for the agent fee. For some sourcing agent, they may charge you a fixed service fee and also a percentage as a commission. So right now you don't have a sourcing agent, you go solo and you don't need to pay for those fees. Learning experience. For some people, it's gonna be very fun to learn a lot during your sourcing process. Your experience, your connections, and your understanding of the Yiwu wholesale market is gonna be always going up if you're going solo. From time to time, you're gonna build up a lot of good content, good resources of the suppliers from the Yiwu market. The first one is time commitment. You're gonna spend a lot of time researching products, finding suppliers, and then you're gonna have a lot of back and forth communication between you and the suppliers. And then you're gonna have to test out a lot of product sample, right? Asking from different suppliers, asking them to ship it directly to you, to your home country. It's gonna be a longer time of shipment just to test out the product samples. Then you're gonna have to research the freight forwarder. You're gonna talk to them one by one. It's gonna be a lot of time. Language barrier. If you want to go solo, you gotta be prepared that the supplier is not gonna be understanding you 100%. You're gonna face a lot of misunderstandings between you and those suppliers. Even though you can get one supplier, right, we understand you, that doesn't mean that the rest of the suppliers can do the same. The miscommunication can mess up your production, right? They may produce wrong products, wrong specification, wrong deliveries. And this is something that is gonna be on you, right? Because you are the one who is gonna be responsible for all the talk. Which gets to the next point, risk. You're gonna experience some quality concerns. Since you are not in the market, you are not in the Yiwu city, because without local quality checks, there's going to be a risk of bad product shipment. So we now know the pros and cons of using a sourcing agent and going solo. Now, let's talk about the factors to consider for your decision. To decide, should I use a sourcing agent or just go solo? The first factor is your experience level. Do you understand how sourcing works? Did you have any experience doing an overseas purchase? Have you handled quality checks or inspection for a shipment before? Did you have experience to handle a shipment by yourself? If all the answers are yes, it means that you can just go solo. Otherwise, it is best to have someone who is the sourcing agent to help guide you on different area of the sourcing process. The second factor is the market-specific knowledge. How well do you know the Yiwu market or Chinese market in general? Do you have understanding of how the sourcing works in the wholesale market? If the Yiwu market or any other wholesale market in China, you are pretty familiar with them. You know how it works. You know how to negotiate with suppliers. You also know how the sourcing agent, how they make money from their job. Then you should pick to go solo. The next factor is your language skill. Even though everyone in the Yiwu wholesale market, they're pretty good in English. More or less, this is not gonna be a problem. Communicate in English with every suppliers. But if you can also communicate with the suppliers in Chinese, it's gonna be a game changer. Even though you could just communicate with the suppliers with basic Chinese, I still strongly suggest that you go solo, because you're gonna have a total new experience when you do the sourcing by yourself. You're gonna find out a lot of good tips and tricks from the communication with the suppliers or the local people in the Yiwu city. The next factor is frequency. Say you own an export-import business in your own country and you source a lot of products during the year. In this case, doing it by yourself is gonna give you advantage in the long term because you don't have to depend on the middleman. But on the other hand, if you are an e-commerce seller, say you are selling on Amazon and this is your very first product, you are just trying to finding something to sell. You may want to source a couple items just to test out the new product. You source some units for the new product launch and then depend to see if it's gonna sell or not. Then you will decide if you want to source the second time. If this is the case, I would suggest you to use a sourcing agent in the very beginning because they can quickly to suggest a lot of good products to you. Yes, you may have to spend more because of the middleman fee, but because you are still in the very early stage of your Amazon business, right? You want to test out as many products as possible. Working with a sourcing agent is gonna give you a quicker time for the product research and the sourcing. After you find the product that is selling very well, you can always cut out the sourcing agent at that time. So at the end of the day, to go solo or use the sourcing agent is all about time and budget. If you have a lot of money to spend, but on the other hand you don't have much time, you definitely want to get the sourcing agent to work for you. But if you're a person who has a lot of time and you love traveling, you enjoy connecting with new people in other countries, you always feel the excitement and the accomplishment when you learn things, then you should go solo. Alright, before we wrap this video, I would like to hear your comments. Comment below and share your experience with others. Join my Facebook group because you're gonna find a lot of good tips and tricks on e-commerce and sourcing. Thank you guys. I will see you in my next video.